The male loneliness epidemic is self-induced, and I will keep saying that because why on earth are men on Twitter using AI to undress women and girls? Let's talk about that. Warning, listening to us
might radicalize you.
Hi everyone, welcome to Unholy Feminists and
Hi.
Happy New Year 2026. You are with me, Kath, and Gail. Hi Gail. How are you?
Hi, Kat. Hi, audience. I'm good. It's been a pretty relaxing beginning of year, so
What do you mean?
wishful thinking, but I hope the rest of my year will be like this.
Gail, what do you mean?
I mean, it's been relaxing. Nothing
Gail, the
stressful or
the U.S.
Oh my
president
god!
invaded
Oh my god!
Venezuela.
Yeah, no! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god!
No.
Sorry, ask me the question again. Ask me the question again.
How are you?
How the hell could I? How could I?
It's not been a relaxing year. And it hasn't even been a week.
Not at all. It's been a hectic time globally because I've actually been ranting about it on my Snapchat because I've seen some Ghanaians talking about how America is still the greatest country because they were able to execute that. And I think it's so tone deaf. I get that now on social media you need to be mindful of the things you post or tweet or whatever because they go to your social media accounts when you're trying to get a visa to go to the US. But why are we selling our souls for that? Like, are you people okay? And it's also such weird timing to be praising the United States because how? Okay, what about like the people affected when the invasion happened? What about the consequences of what happened, of their president being taken away? What about the aftermath? Like, we don't even know how worse things are probably going to get for Venezuelans now. However, you sit in your cocoon in Ghana and say that America is the greatest country. So someone sent me like a whole thesis. I wish there was actually a way to paste it on here. And I blocked the person anyway after telling him that he's very ignorant. So he was talking about how I should go to Google and type Philadelphia, and when I type in Philadelphia, it's going to come up with like the harm that the drugs that coming from Latin America is causing and da da da. And so Trump only did what he did to save his citizens. So I told him he's actually so ignorant and he's just spewing information that, is put on the internet. He does not actually have any knowledge on the actual situation on ground. So I don't think he's my mate and he should not be talking to me. And he tells me he thinks I just learned the word ignorance. That's why I'm using it on him.
I mean, okay.
And I just blocked him because
that's crazy because look at Iraq, right? The people's lives were not made better after the invasion. Millions of people died. And Trump caring about his people, the man who cut SNAP benefits that affected millions of people, the man who cut Medicaid that affected and will kill millions of people because they won't have health insurance. That's the man who cares about his people. Fuck that. Trump doesn't care about anyone but himself and his billionaire friends. And come on, let's be real here. Venezuela, the invasion was about oil. It's about oil. It's about making money. It's about making the rich richer. It's never about saving Venezuelans from whatever BS that people are trying to say. It's never about that. Trump doesn't care about the rest of us. Since when has even shown any shred of any humanity ever? I do feel like I'm probably never gonna be able to enter the US, or at least in this administration. I don't think I can. And Why would you even want to go to the US right now anyway? You would probably be snatched on the
US.
street by ICE, right?
And not make it back to your country.
Yeah, exactly. They would probably put you in alligator Auschwitz or something like that, and you'd be in some concentration camp in the US. Why would you want to go to the US now? But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, all the best to them and their ignorance. But yeah, moving on to our topic today, very interesting
no, you know
topic.
what, Gail?
What inspired it?
Hang on. I don't wish all the best for them because they are destroying the world. They are enabling all of this ruination of the planet, of everyone else. So I do not wish all the best for them. I wish that they will get what they deserve. Like, honestly, these people.
My all the best was actually sarcastic. But yeah, what you said.
All right, so back to our topic. I have been seeing news lately of men using Grok on Twitter, and I refuse to call it X. Men using Grok on Twitter to undress women and undress girls. So basically, women and girls on Twitter would, or not even on Twitter, would just be minding their own business, posting photos of themselves fully clothed, and then the men would put that photo and then they would tell Grok, hey Grok, undress this or something of the like something like that with the prompt. And then Grok would do that, right? And some of these people are minors,
Yeah.
are girls. Not that it matters if you are an adult. It's still non-consensual. It's still sexual violence. So, have you heard anything about this happening at all?
Oh, a
Yeah.
lot. And I've even seen a lot of them as well. Where sometimes, they think that as long as a woman makes a post where, let's say, she's wearing a mini skirt, then some of them get angry and be like, you know what, since you are wearing a mini skirt, maybe you should just go naked. Then they go ahead to ask Grok to take off whatever the woman is wearing and maybe put her in a bikini. I've seen it done to like women in hijabs as well. So there's even no, I don't think there's a pattern to it. It's just the fact that they can. And the platform also gives them the tool to do this. That's why they continuously do it. I've seen a lot of it. Very recently, about 2 days ago, there's a Nigerian influencer very popular on X, on Twitter, very popular on Twitter, and she made a post because it was her dad's birthday. She's like, she's an alternative body, a body who wears skirts that look like belts. I find her to be very hot, and she's so expressive in the way she dresses, in her hair, in her makeup, and like everything. So she's become really popular because of that, and a lot of men attack her because, I mean, obviously men can't stand to see successful women who own their bodies and own their sexualities. So she made a post with her dad because it was her dad's birthday, and someone took that photo and altered the dad's clothing so that now the dad was wearing what she was wearing, which was a mini skirt and a bralette. And so the dad was now also wearing that. And she got really pissed, found out things about this guy, and started reporting him to like authorities that could probably hold him accountable. And now this guy now comes back to say he's very sorry. He, I think in the African context, a lot of them do it for the numbers because now the higher your impressions, the more you earn. So a lot of people, a lot of men, they call them banger boys in like Ghana, Nigeria, and all that. They buy the verification button, and then they make these kind of posts that usually, unfortunately, go viral. just so they can earn some money. And so that's where this guy was coming from. He is a good guy. He's a great guy. He's never done this before. He was just doing it for the numbers. And yeah, that sort of summed up his apology. And it's something that is happening so much. That same girl made a post and someone told Grok to dress her up like she's a sane person. And Grok changed her clothing again. So I've seen so many of it. Now I'm also starting to see some of actual girls, like little girls who are not even adults yet. So yeah, it's all over, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of this whole thing that happened sometime last year, I believe, where a lot of South Korean men use AI to create explicit non-consensual images of women in their lives, of women online, and then they would share it. They would share it in this Telegram group with like tens of thousands of them, creating revenge porn essentially using AI. So those things are happening. I know that you mentioned a little bit of the reasons, but why is this happening? Why is this problem happening right now? I think it's pretty obvious, but let's talk about it.
Misogyny. Misogyny. Because I think since time immemorial, men have felt like they are entitled to women's bodies. Men feel like they can do as they please to a woman's body, and a lot of times they get away with this. Now AI has given them a new tool where they can sit in their house. They don't have to touch you to sexually assault you. They don't have to be in your physical presence to do something that humiliates and embarrasses you. All they need is your picture. So one, misogyny. As for that, we can't even like rethink it. Secondly, I'm also starting to think it's a platform specific thing because it's not as prevalent on other platforms. It's like it's always Grok, and Grok is on Twitter. I know that there are other there are other AI apps and AI tools that you can probably use to do this, but you can't use ChatGPT to do that. When you make any sort of drastic changes to an image, ChatGPT will give you feedback that it's not allowed to do what you want it to do, so it's not going to help you. So I think the platform is also can be held responsible in some way or form. And third for me is that I don't think the laws have caught up with AI yet, because I'm not sure a lot of countries even criminalize what these people are doing with the AI tools. I don't think so. I watched like an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and there was a case like that where a tech person built an AI, and embedded in this AI was a way for people to manipulate images and all that, and it's ended up getting teenagers unalive because their their male classmates were creating images of them. There was one girl that they created an image of her with her teacher having a relationship, and this went viral. The teacher lost his job, but this was not true. And so it went to court, and the courts were saying there are no there are no laws around it. So it's I think it's hard to prosecute. So the laws are not catching up with the things that AI is doing. So it gives people a lot of leeway. Because, like, honestly, a lot of time, I'm going to say men, because I've not come across one of these posts where a woman has done it before. I'm always seeing men doing it to women and doing it to girls. So I'm just going to say men. What about you? Do you think there are any other reasons why this is becoming so problematic?
I think it's the intersect between misogyny, patriarchy, capitalism, and AI going unchecked, which also goes into the whole capitalism thing as well. So right now, AI is huge, right? Everyone wants to get into, everyone wants a seat at the AI table, and a lot of them are spearheaded by billionaires who are men, by tech billionaires who are men. People like Mark Zuckerberg, people like Elon Musk, people like that. Like, what's his name? Sam from OpenAI. So people like
Yeah.
that, they don't care about the well-being of women. They don't care about misogyny. They don't care about patriarchy. All they care about is making money. And in worst cases, they are misogynists themselves, like Elon Musk, for example. So it's how these tech billionaires are having so much power, immense power, to create all these platforms and these tools without thinking about the people that they are harming, in this case, women and children, and then couple that with lawmakers and governments who don't care about that, who only care about the money that these tech billionaires are giving them. For example, in the US, Trump is trying to find ways to block regulations on AI because, his billionaire friends are making money off of this. And if there are
Yeah.
regulations, then his billionaire friends are not going to make money off of that. So people like Trump is trying to block regulations from happening, which makes it worse because now AI is going unchecked. And the only people who have the power to actually regulate these are not regulating these AI tools. So and then we have the misogyny, we have the patriarchal problem that goes along with that. So it becomes this huge thing where people who historically are marginalized, or people historically who have been having less power or oppressed, they are bearing the brunt of this. They are not benefiting from AI. People like us, the women of color, children, marginalized people, we are not getting the benefits of AI. If anything, we are being oppressed, we are being abused, we are getting, like, basically, it's AI is in, I will forever be against AI. Like, I will forever be AI's number one hater, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think that all of these are happening right now because of all of these perfect storm happening, this all these recipes making up this perfect storm, which leads into my next question. How do you think AI will exacerbate this problem?
I think it already is. I
How will
think
it
it
make it
is
worse? I mean,
actually. Yeah. I feel like the speed, like now, it feels like people don't even have to go through a lot to create these images. Because with AI, you can create these deepfakes literally within seconds. So people just keep churning it out because it doesn't need a lot because of AI. Do you get it? And sorry. Secondly, believability. Like now it feels like the onus is actually on us as women to prove that I did not do this with my body, that this is not actually me, that this is, and it's something we've been fighting already, being believed as victims.
yep.
Now it's even worse because now it's on social media. You probably, someone could, I mean, as we are sitting here, there are probably defects of us out there that we've never come across. You will never know. You don't know what someone is using your image for. And it doesn't even matter the kind of image or the kind of video you are posting on social media. Now it's on you to, I don't know, figure out and also prove that, hey, this is not me and someone did this to me. It's stressful for us women, honestly. I don't, like you, I hate AI too, honestly. And for me, I think the last thing is that now people actually don't need to, um I don't think I'll call it a skill per se, but now with abuse, people just need intent. People just need to, men just need to think, I want to humiliate this person, I want to embarrass this person, and then it just happens. They don't need to like go through all the things of finding your address, finding where you work, maybe stalking you. I mean, all these are terrible too, but now it's just easier for men to assault women and get away with it. It also feels like with AI, the more this is happening, this thing that happens where um people get desensitized to issues, the more they hear about it, or the more they see it, or the more they experience it. I feel like that's also starting to happen because this has been happening for a while. It has been happening for a really long time. And in the beginning, there were lots of complaints. There were a lot. I mean, now there are still complaints, but I don't know. It feels like it might get to a point where a lot of people will be like, I can't do anything about this anyway. So why will I rage about it? Why will I worry myself about it? I feel like with AI, we might get to that point if there's no regulation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was perfectly said. The problem with revenge porn, well, there are many problems with revenge porn, but revenge porn actually, it ruins lives, right? It stays there on the internet forever. So imagine,
Yes.
it's bad enough that it's a photo that you take and then you send it to someone that you trust who violates that trust. But imagine you never haven't even taken that photo in the first place. You cross all your T's, you dot all your I's, you are careful and all of that, and yet someone uses AI to create revenge porn image of you and post it on the internet for everyone to see. So not only do you have to prove that it's not you, how do you even prove that? Like show a naked photo of yourself to show that you don't look like that? And then
Yeah.
you have to live with the fact that the photo will stay on the internet forever for your future employers to see, right? For your future, for your a prospective partner, for your future employers, for anyone to see. And that can ruin lives, which is why some women, some girls have unalive themselves because
Yeah.
these AI generated images of themselves were floating around on the internet because there's a lot of bullying. It seems like your life is over. So it's a really, really terrible situation to be in. And one of my fears is that when this keeps getting worse, people are gonna try to advise young women or women in general and girls to stop posting photos of themselves on the internet, right? People would
Yes.
say, hey, if you
Yes.
don't want AI images of yourself, then don't post
Don't
images of
pause.
yourself on social
Yeah.
media, which is gonna push women and girls out of the internet space, right? Which is gonna create this echo chamber where the internet is just full of men talking to men, and then we won't hear women's voices anymore. Women won't be able to participate in one of the biggest spaces that they are able to, which is the internet. And then what? We're gonna be plunged into the dark ages where women don't have a voice anymore and men just dominate every space. Everywhere that you go, you keep hearing men's opinions only. So I think that I worry that that's going to be a problem. I hope that it's not going to come down to that, because I hope that women are going to push back and say that no, fuck it, we're not going to leave the internet. We're going to try to find a way to fight this. We're not going to let you invade our space and push us out of this space that we're supposed to be in, that we have the right to be in. So yeah, I hope that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Next point is about holding men accountable. How can these men be held accountable for this, especially since we were talking about how there are no laws and regulations yet to hold them accountable? What, how do we do this?
I think first the laws need to catch up so that it can be treated as sexual abuse, because it is sexual abuse. Like in like layman terms, this is sexual abuse. This is not free speech. This is not free will. This is not use of free will or anything, or like, it's not a democratic thing. This is sexual abuse. So I think the laws definitely need to catch up and recognize it as, something that is it's criminal behavior. It should be criminal
Yeah.
behavior for someone to create non-consensual, like, sexual images of you. And yeah, I just think the laws need to catch up. And also, the platforms and these apps need to be mandated to embed like consent and harm reduction principles into their, so that the men don't even get to do this. And permanently ban offenders. Like, as soon as somebody posts or ask Grok to do something like that, I wish the algorithm would just instantly block the person, so that we don't even have to deal with it. Like, the moment they ask Grok, can you change this person's outfit into like a whatever? Can you make this girl like a whatever? Instantly, they get blocked. They get banned off the app. Then I don't know, because now they're just getting away with it. They do whatever, and you know maybe when the person they cause harm to decides to pick it up, then now they decide to apologize. But what is the apology going to do when you circulated something so offensive about me? So I think the platforms also need to find a way to curtail this, and they can, because there are certain tweets you make, and then as soon as you make them, an app will block you. Why can't they put in the same measures for AI generated images like this? Because it's not pleasant. They are harmful. So I don't understand why they are consistently getting away with it, especially on Twitter. It makes me so mad, honestly. What about you?
I think that in order to, well, basically in the same vein of what you were talking about, in order to hold these men accountable, we need to hold the platforms accountable. We need to
Yeah.
basically demand that these platforms do better, that big tech, I have so many issues with big tech, but we basically have to demand that big tech be held accountable and make the internet, make all of these AI tools safer for women and girls and not allow it to go unchecked like that. I think that, one of the things that OpenAI has been doing is trying to find a way to alter ChatGPT to not be a therapist and to not create this parasocial relationship with their users, or to not basically encourage their users to unalive themselves. And why did they decide to do this? Because they were sued by parents, by families of victims. So you know what? Sue big tech, honestly. Like, let's just mass sue big tech. Hit them where it hurts, which is their reputation
Yeah.
and their pockets. Honestly, we allow these big tech to have so much power already that I feel like we need to reclaim that power back. And we do have the power. And I know it feels crazy to say that because they are billionaires. Who are we? We don't even have $1 million, let alone billions and billions. Like, how much money does Elon Musk have? $600 billion? We don't even have like 1% of what he has. So it feels crazy to say that we're going to fight against Elon Musk, let alone all of his billionaire. I was going to say billionaire friends, but Elon Musk doesn't have any friends. We know that. But yeah, basically, I feel like we need to hold big tech accountable. We need to file lawsuits. We need to demand our governments to create regulations and to create laws that will protect users, especially women and children and
Women and
girls on
girls.
the internet.
Yeah.
Exactly, from all of this happening, because if the thing is, these people, these billionaires, these tech billionaires who created these platforms, they have the power to make it safe. They just choose not to. They just choose not to create safety net to protect women and to protect marginalized people, because I mean they clearly flag a lot of leftist stuff, a lot of, like, for example, Charlie Cook, right? They were able to go around and flag and ban people who were just talking, who were just making jokes about Charlie Cook, including our content, including taking down our content. So don't tell me that big tech doesn't have the power to prevent non-consensual explicit images of women and girls that are AI generated to be on the internet. They are able to. They just refuse not to. Yeah, that's my take. Do you have anything else to add to my rant, my soapbox?
I think the final thing is that I think these people need to face social consequence. Like, we need to leave behind, it's nothing, and then you ruin their lives. Ruin their lives. They are trying to ruin your life. You need to ruin their life back. Contact, they need to have career repercussions. They need to have educational repercussions. They cannot do something like that and just get away with them. Report them to their school authorities. Go on their LinkedIn. If you're able to go on their LinkedIn. Report them to their workplaces. They cannot do something like that and then just get away with it. You are literally ruining somebody's life. It is not a joke. Okay? They need to be held accountable. I've seen people talk about, it was just a mistake, they are sorry, you shouldn't ruin their lives ruin their lives. Ruin it. If they really cared about their lives, they wouldn't have made such a stupid decision in the first place. They obviously do not care about your life when they were trying to ruin it. So don't care about theirs either. Do not give them any form of leeway. They do not deserve your empathy. Nothing. Ruin their lives. Report them to the necessary authorities or whatever. Hold them accountable. Let's ruin their lives right back.
I love that idea. I love that idea. I think, you know what? I think some tech-savvy vigilante should create a website or an app where we can post all the names of all of these men, and then we can talk about it. It's kind of like the whole BDS movement, the whole boycott, sanction, and So we need to have all of these names so that women can stop dating these men. I have heard about women going on dating apps and women dating ICE agents, and then they expose the ICE agents unmasked. They would post the images of these ICE agents unmasked because they would go around wearing a mask, right? Women should do that. We should create like this vigilante group where we create an app or a website where we have all of these names. We should bring back name and shame. Come on, stop dating men like this. Tell each other about men like this. Let them be alone. Let them contribute to the male loneliness epidemic, because they do deserve to be alone. They don't deserve access to our body. They don't deserve access to our mind. They don't deserve access to our space at all. I saw this quote recently where a woman said that I won't allow a man access to my body when he would not stand up for my rights. Something like that. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't give access to men who do not politically defend my body.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
It's actually inspired me to write like a whole thing that I'm going to post on Substack today. I love it. I think it's a very profound thing that a lot of us women, feminists, should be using more, because I mean, if a man can't say period, why am I with that man? Did you catch the job?
Yep. And a shout out to Gail Substack. If you haven't already, it's great. Go check out her Substack and go follow, go comment.
Thank you.
Give our girl some love. Yeah. So definitely do that. Final point before we get so angry about all of this. Thoughts on AI? I mean, put in here in the show note that we will talk about sexual violence that AI can induce, but we already talked about that. So let's talk about AI
Yeah.
in general. Let's give a rant for AI. How do you feel about AI? Let's give some space to get on a soapbox to rant about AI because I fucking hate it.
I don't like it. And unfortunately, AI does not operate in a vacuum, because it's being fed with, things that the normal human beings done. And that's why it's even more problematic, because I think there's statistics that shows that a lot of people who work on AI are is dominated by men
Men.
as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that men are the problem of the world. Men are like what is wrong with the world, and they're like the bane of existence for us women. So if these people are like the larger percentage of people who are creating and working on AI, obviously there's not going to be any reprieve for us women. So unfortunately, this is just a reflection of the people who are creating these tools. It's just a reflection of the society that we actually live in. And as always, women are suffering. We are suffering for it. I really hate AI, because this is not the things that we are going through. It's not accidental. It has been fed. And men in real life do not know what consent means. Men in real life cannot comprehend what sexual harassment, sexual assault, sexual abuse of any form, what it does to women and girls. And because they cannot comprehend that, they are not even thinking of, putting consent and harm reduction principles into these tools when they are creating them. That is
Yep.
why the degenerates, that's what I call these people who create deepfakes, degenerates. That is why they're, oh, hi, is that Abby?
Yeah, that's Abby.
Sitting pretty,
She's
because
just
I cannot
blocking
even
me.
see your face right now. Yes, that's where she wants to be.
Yep.
So yeah, as I was saying, it is a reflection of the society that we live in. So unfortunately, even though people are seeing like all these great things that AI can be used to scale and all that, I think it's a terrible to cut.
I do think it's a terrible tool, and I think Abby agrees. I I mean, come on, look at it. There have been studies coming out that people who use AI are getting dumber. Like literally, there have been studies
Yeah.
saying that your brain function decreases when you use AI routinely the more that you use it, because our brain is a muscle, right? In a way, because we need to exercise it. We need to use it constantly. But when we don't use it, when we just basically outsource our thinking, our critical thinking to
Yeah.
AI, to ChatGPT, then we're not using our brain anymore. You're gonna end up being dumb. And that's by design. That's what the all of these billionaires and people in position of power want us to be. They want us to be dumb because a dumb population is easier to control than a population
Yes.
that will question, that will ask questions, that will think critically, basically. So use your brain. Come on. We lived without AI for so many centuries. We can do things without AI. We do not
Yes.
need AI to do every little thing for us. If you want an art, go find an artist. If you want, I don't know, talk to your friends. If you need someone to talk to your friends. Go to your community. If you need a therapist, go talk to a therapist. I know that mental health support is difficult to access because it can be costly. There can be many reasons why it's inaccessible, but you can't talk to AI, you can't talk to ChatGPT and expect it to be your therapist. So I I feel like I saw this post where someone says that we are losing our community because we are talking to AI about everything, right? If we are in a
Yeah.
city, for
Yeah.
example, and we want to look for a restaurant, and instead of asking a friend who has been to a city, who has been to that city, or asking a friend who lives in that city, we ask ChatGPT about it. So we are not talking to our friends anymore. We are exclusively talking to AI that is not, we need, our community is so important. It's an integral part of being a human. Um, Come on, we like do your own research. If you need to do research, do your own research. ChatGPT is not Wikipedia. ChatGPT is not reading a journal. Do not do that. I also saw this study coming out, this article coming out that says that journals now are citing ChatGPT's hallucinative articles, sources, and then they end up citing each other, right? So now there are like a number of fake, non-existent journals being cited in real official journals because, for example, if one journal is citing that and then another journal saw that being cited, they
Goes to
thought,
cite
well,
it.
that's an official one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they start citing that too. And now we end up with all of these non-existent hallucinatory journals, articles, studies that are not even real being cited by real journals. So please stop doing that. AI slop exists. Stop using AI if you don't need to. Like, come on. We have a brain for a reason. Use it, please.
It's it's just crazy. Yeah. But yeah, if we don't find a way to regulate AI in terms of sexual violence and abuse, it's not just going to it's not going to end at being a reflection of society. It's just going to make it more like we are going to keep experiencing this, and then it's going to be on a much larger scale than it is now if there's no regulation done. So yeah, AI sucks.
You know what? I
Basically.
can't wait. I can't wait to see how much worse 2026 is gonna be.
Oh, I mean, it already is.
Yeah.
It's already started. So, and I mean, Palestine, yeah, the genocide is still ongoing in Palestine. Sudan is still going through unrest. Congo is still going through unrest. So nothing has changed. It's going on for a lot of people. They did not experience Christmas. They did not experience New Year.
Yep.
The days are blurred together for them, and so 2026, in my opinion, is already worse. It's just, yeah, we are just going to have to experience a lot more terrible things, but it's already worse. There's no, yeah.
Yeah, we just have to sit and wait till Trump invades Greenland as well. And then
Yeah,
Canada
and moves on
or
to
whatever.
Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are such a joy to talk to because we're a ray of sunshine, always full of optimistic stuff to share. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to hear more optimistic stuff from us, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow us on social media, and you can listen to us on all podcast apps. Give us a like, show us some love, and show Abby some love as well. Oh, she just showed her butthole. So not for free, Abby. Not for free. All right. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
So, bye.